Family is a word that has many definitions. To each person, it means something new. For me, the definition of family has always been something that I've struggled with. As I sat down to write this speech, I found myself hesitating. I've written countless times about countless subjects, most that I had little to no interest in, but never have I been asked to reflect on myself, my story. I consider myself an open person. I've never really been afraid to share, but sometimes I get self-conscious when talking about my past. I've never been proud of my struggles, even if they've brought me to who I am today. Because of the things I experienced growing up, it became hard for me to trust new relationships and reach out to new people. This weakness is one that I still wrestle with today, but every day it gets better. At 16 years old, I feel that I've experienced a decent amount more than the average high schooler. My family was an average bunch, not normal, but average, 2 parents and a brother. I barely saw my father. He was stuck drowning in the responsibility of a failing business, so I flung myself into the comfort of my friends. Unfortunately, that made moving away from them a million times worse. I began to see my father more, but my mother began to fade. In Connecticut, she was free to work part-time wherever she wished, but now she was confined to a monotonous desk job. Slowly, I could tell it had affected her and affected my parents' relationship. My parents fought fairly often before moving, but at the end of the day, they still loved each other. After we moved, the fights became worse, and I dreaded the D word that I felt was coming soon. Unfortunately for me, my prediction came sooner than hoped, and one morning in the summer of 2016, 2 days before my birthday, the day we were supposed to leave for vacation, my parents announced their divorce. That afternoon, I was informed that my mom had checked herself into the mental hospital over fear of a suicide attempt. So that was how I spent my 12th birthday, visiting my mom in the mental ward and trying to convince my parents and myself that I was okay. If there was anything that my parents' divorce taught me, it was that relationships are fragile, some more temporary than others. In a time where my family life was toxic and hard to be around, I sought solace in my friends, and they were there. I confided everything in them, and they became a shoulder to lean on. My friends became my chosen family, and I was so happy to have them in my life. Of course, the curse of a broken family followed me, and at the end of my freshman year, my entire friend group dropped me. Dropped might be the wrong word. This wasn't an immediate process. It was slow and painful, much like my parents' divorce. It started with canceled plans, continued on to inside jokes that I wasn't included in, and finally the harsh, unforgiving feeling of being ignored. My hope had diminished, and I was ready to give up, but I came to a realization. I didn't want to be alone. I put aside all my fears of talking to new people, went up to a girl in my gym class that I had recently become friends with over our despising of PE, and asked to eat lunch with her and her friends. Her welcoming invitation changed my life, and soon I found myself with a new group. I'm not going to lie, it was a rocky start, but I found my new chosen family, and this one is here to stay. My new family allows me to be completely and unapologetically myself. Time may separate us, and we may eventually find each other again, but I'll always treasure the experiences we've had. Now that we've gotten the past out of the way, let's turn our focus to the present and what's to come. My hope has returned. My family is at a good point. I have a relationship with a brother that used to hate me, and I have a chosen family that I love, and they love me. If you told my past self where I am right now, I would probably never believe you. I still have a lot to work on. While I couldn't ask for better friends, I want to build my abilities to socialize and branch out. I want to regain my confidence in forming relationships. And that brings me to the organization that I joined in early 2021, Friends Forever International. FFI has given me the opportunity to improve myself in all the ways that I've wanted to, the opportunity to join another family. I've been able to meet people from different states and form bonds that I'm so glad to have. It's helped rebuild my trust in relationships and gain more confidence when meeting new people. I plan to stick with FFI for a long time and hope to continue to grow my network. Joining FFI was one of my many attempts to improve myself, and I'm glad to say that it was a success. My ideal future involves happiness. I feel that my past has helped me appreciate the small things and stay focused on the positives, and I plan to bring those ideals into the future. I recently made the decision to pursue art education, and I plan to attend a college somewhere in New England so I can be closer to family. While being a teacher isn't known for its amazing salary, I plan to save up and travel whenever I can. Because my family never got many opportunities to travel, I plan to spend a good amount of my adult life seeing the world. I'm thankful to all the people who have taken a part in getting me to where I am now. I hope to maintain the relationships that I have, and I plan to continue making more. Overall, for the first time in a while, I feel that my future is looking up.